Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For today's story, it's going to be a bit of a horror story, actually. This happened quite recently. I want to say last summer. It involves me and one of my friends. We're going to call him Chase for the story. So me and Chase have this friend with a lake house. It's about a 4-hour drive away from the city. He was currently up there with our group of friends right now, and they were all just waiting for me and Chase. Me and Chase had complicated working schedules at the time, but we managed to get time off. We were just going to be a bit later than everyone else. Everyone else had gone up on the Wednesday. It was now Thursday in the story, and we were heading up together. We took my car for this trip, so I was driving. About 3 hours into the drive, it's getting more and more isolated, farther and farther away from civilization. Less and less cars on the road, very nice scenery. We were having a great time, just cruising along. We got to a point in the drive where we hadn't seen another car in about 30 minutes. Now I was entering kind of the late evening, dusk sort of time of the day. And what we had to do now for the final stretch was turn down a forestry road or / logging road for a while. So we do that. Once again, we're cruising along. It was a pretty maintained road, even though it was considered a forestry road, but it was still good for us to drive on. Anyways, so we're cruising along still. We're having a good time. Music's blasting. And then in the distance, we see 3 people. We're not close enough yet to make out any characteristics. We're going to just see their silhouettes. As we get closer, and keep in mind we're already going at kind of a slow pace because we can't go too fast on this road. Now as we get closer, we realize it's 2 girls probably in their late teens, early 20s, if I had to guess, and then the guy was probably early to mid 20s. They quickly notice us and they start waving us down frantically. They were a pretty good looking group. We didn't really see a threat, so I kind of look at my buddy, or Chase. He looks at me and we decide let's stop and let's see what's up here. Let's see the situation. It just seemed like they were having car troubles at first glance. They were on oncoming lane, so they were on the left, and their hood was popped open. They were kind of gathered around it. The guy was still trying to sort something out, it looked like, while the girls were waving us down. And we had some tools in the back, we had cables or whatever, so we thought, hey, maybe we can just give these guys a hand, right? No big deal. Anyways, I slowly pull to the left, closer towards them. I make sure my doors are locked. I cracked the window about halfway, and I asked them what's going on, what's the situation? Do you guys need help? And one of the girls goes on to explain that their car's just dead and they forgot their cables, and they think it's just the battery. The guy cuts in and says the battery terminal was loose, and it seems like it popped off when they were driving, and he couldn't, after he screwed it back on, he couldn't start it or anything, so he thinks that has something to do with the battery. He asked if we had cables or any tools, or if we could give him a lift to his house just up the road and he could get us more tools and cables. I thought nothing of it. I started talking, saying, yeah, I got some tools, let's see what we can do. And before I could finish what I was about to say, Chase just hits me in the side of the leg and just says, go, just go. He just says it real quick, 2 snappy words. And then at that point, this all really happened really quick. They realized what was happening. One of the girls lunged for the back door. As soon as she did that and realized it was locked, I just floored it. I never turned my car off, luckily. I floored it. The guy pulls a gun out of his holster in the back, and the other girl's trying to grab the front door, and I was gone, though. I peeled off so quickly. It was ridiculous. Basically what happened, since I pulled up, I was leaning out the car quite a bit, and my window was half cracked when I was talking to them. So Chase, since he was in the passenger seat, he had to lean out even farther to see what was going on, and because he did that, he managed to catch a glimpse of the guy's holster in the back, and he was almost sure that he was holding a pistol or something. As soon as he saw that, that's when he tapped me and said, go. Chase told me later that the only reason he actually caught a glimpse of the guy's holster was when he was describing his house, and he pointed or kind of gestured towards his house. That's when he caught the back end sort of handle of the holster and the pistol poking out. Luckily he leaned over and saw that, because I was ready to hop out the car. I was about to unlock the door and chat these guys up and try and help them out. I didn't see what Chase saw. Now as we peeled off, when we were looking in the rear view, they just all stood there staring at us for a bit, which was kind of fucking horrifying. I also bottomed out my car pretty bad speeding out of there. There's a nice dent in the oil pan after that. That was great, but whatever. That's, rather that happen than whatever the fuck those guys had planned for us. Anyways, we're speeding out of there. We're horrified. I was shaking. I didn't even realize that just happened. I was in shock. Chase was scared too. We were just like, oh, we didn't even say anything for a while. And then we finally, once we got a good amount of distance away, we decided to call the cops. We start talking about how fucked that was, and we start sharing theories of what they might be doing. I honestly think they were just gonna carjack us and probably leave us there. But who knows? Who knows what could have happened if Chase didn't look over and see the guy's holster. So we had quite the story to tell once we got up to the cabin, and our buddy who owns it was horrified of this, because he comes up to the cabin a lot and he's never dealt or seen anything like this. Also, we found out later that nothing came of it. Like, the cops, they didn't find anything, so those guys probably bounced real quick. But yeah, that was quite an experience. If it's taught me anything, is don't be so trusting. Always be observant, take in your surroundings, and if something doesn't feel right, then it probably isn't. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Leave your stories in the comments. Peace out.